Hi everybody, welcome back. In today's update I will talk about the stunning correlation between the total lunar eclipses and Bitcoin since its birth. So far this has been an unbelievable 100% correlation. I have spoken often about this correlation in the weekly updates, but in this video the full story. And don't forget, the next total lunar eclipse is taking place at November the 7th of this year. Welcome back everybody, I'm the Robotic Wave Trader, bringing you weekly crypto updates and teaching you how to make money in this market. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the thumbs up if you like this video. There are quite some lunar traders out there who are successful. So my take to study this phenomenon was, why not study the most extreme parts of the moon cycle and see if there is a correlation with the Bitcoin price. There are two extremes, the total sun eclipse and the topic of today, the total lunar eclipse. But before we go to all the details, it is important to understand what a total lunar eclipse actually is. So, a 1-minute educational video from NASA first.
If you looked at the moon over the course of a few weeks, you'd probably notice that it looks slightly different every day. The change in its shadow is based on where the moon is in its orbit. We call this cycle the phases of the moon, and it occurs roughly once a month. At least twice a year, however, something quite different happens. The moon passes through the shadow cast by the Earth, causing it to look extremely unusual for a short period of time. From the Earth, the moon will appear to darken and turn a deep red before eventually returning to normal. This is called a lunar eclipse. If we were to look at what happens from space during an eclipse, it would go something like this. First, the moon passes through what's called the penumbra, where the sun's light is only partially obscured. This results in only a slight darkening of the moon. As the moon continues along its path, however, it enters what's called the umbra, where all direct light from the sun is blocked. But if the sun is blocked, why does the moon turn red? When light from the sun goes by the side of the Earth, it passes through a long and thick layer of Earth's atmosphere. Shorter wavelengths of sunlight, like blue, are scattered by the atmosphere, so by the time the light has finished its trip to the moon, more of the longer wavelengths, like red, are left over. On the Earth, the same thing happens at sunset as the ground you stand on gradually passes into night. As the eclipse ends, the moon leaves the umbra, returns to its normal color, and then leaves the penumbra, brightening and resuming its original cycle. Overall, the whole process lasts only from a few minutes to a few hours, so you'll have to be quick if you want to see it. But, as long as you're willing to stay awake, you'll catch the moon as you won't see it too often.
The correlation that I have found is related to the period before the total lunar eclipse takes place. Since 2014, 10 total lunar eclipses have taken place. 10 out of 10 had a downward move towards the total lunar eclipse. The downward move started on average 52 days before the total lunar eclipse, and the average downward move was significant with 42%. As said in the intro, we are currently in this period before the total lunar eclipse of September the 7th. Okay, let's dive into the details. We are now looking at the crypto total market cap, and the white lines are the total lunar eclipses. So starting in 2014 April, a big drop towards the total lunar eclipse, and around, let's say, 52%, and the downward move started 52 days before the total lunar eclipse. So then the next one, in October 2014, a big drop towards the total lunar eclipse. In April 2015, again a big drop towards the total lunar eclipse. In September 2015, again a big drop towards the total lunar eclipse. And let's have a look further. Here is the next one. End of July 2018, a big drop towards the total lunar eclipse again. And here, a big drop towards the total lunar eclipse again. Let's have a look. The next total lunar eclipse, May 21. A big drop towards the total lunar eclipse, again of 54%. And then we are coming close to the current time frame, May 2022, and here again a huge drop towards the total lunar eclipse. In November 2022 again a drop towards the total lunar eclipse. And then here, this year, it was an easy one, a huge drop, again from January up to the total lunar eclipse in March. So what do you think that is going to happen here? Let me know in the description. Okay, let's have a look at the cold hard facts. In 2014, 2 total lunar eclipses took place. The top was set 43 days before the total lunar eclipse, and the second one 99 days before the total lunar eclipse. The downward move, the maximum downward move in that period, minus 52, minus 56. In 2015, top was set 23 days before the total lunar eclipse, and the maximum downward move was minus 20. In 2015, in September, 78 days before the total lunar eclipse, the top was set, and it was minus 36% downward move. 2018, in July, 82 days before the total lunar eclipse, the top was set, and downward moves of 51%. In 2019, the total lunar eclipse in January, 74 days before that, the top was set and the downward move was 57%. In 2021, May, 14 days before the total lunar eclipse, the top was set and the downward move was minus 54. In May 2022, minus 50%, and the top was set minus 54 days before that. In November 22, 4 days before the total lunar eclipse, the top was set, and the downward move in that period was minus 29%. And in this year, in 14 March, 53 days before that, in January, the top was set, and the decline was then minus 33. So the next total lunar eclipse is September the 7th. Wow, this correlation is insane, isn't it? Might this be caused by less radiation reflection of the sunlight by the moon to the earth? Or is it just a coincidence? I'm curious to your opinion and experiences. Let me and the rest of the community know your thoughts. Sunday the 3rd of August, a new weekly update will be issued with a complete analysis of the market. Don't miss it. As always, this is not financial advice, but just the things I'm thinking and doing. Have fun and a good trading week, and I'll see you at the next one.